The patio shimmered beneath the soft glow of string lights. Friends gathered around for our summer game night, laughter rippling between the shuffle of cards and the clink of glasses. My wife, Lisa, and I had been married for 5 years. Our lives a mix of affection, our little boy Ben, and the occasional tension from her long hours at work. As the evening wore on and the wine flowed, talk drifted toward old relationships, a harmless topic at first. But after her second glass, Lisa grinned mischievously and said, "You know, my ex was bigger in every way that matters." The laughter died instantly. Awkward glances flickered between friends as her smirk lingered, challenging me to respond. There was nothing playful in her tone. It was a deliberate jab meant to wound, and she knew it. Lisa had mentioned her ex, Chris, before, always with a nostalgic tone that stirred my unease. Just a month earlier, I'd seen flirty messages from him on her phone, which she brushed off as friendly catching up. But her joke that night erased all doubt. Instead of losing my temper, I leaned in, my voice calm but edged with steel. "That's funny, Lisa, because Chris texted you last week saying he still dreams about you. Should I show everyone?" Her grin evaporated. The color drained from her face as the table's focus shifted entirely onto her. "What are you talking about?" she stammered, her wine glass trembling in her hand. I pulled out my phone and revealed the screenshot I'd saved, a message from Chris that read, "You were always the one." "Still calling him bigger, huh?" I said evenly. "Looks like you're still comparing. Maybe you should go reconnect with him, because I'm done being your punchline." The silence that followed was suffocating. Our friend sat frozen, eyes wide. Lisa tried to laugh, to smooth it over, but her voice cracked. "It was just a joke," she whispered, reaching for my hand. I withdrew. "No, Lisa. I think you've been texting Chris behind my back," I said quietly. "I've seen the messages." No one spoke. Some of our friends looked away, while others gave small, sympathetic nods. My words weren't just a comeback. They were the truth laid bare, stripping away her pretense in front of everyone she wanted to impress. I stood and thanked everyone for coming, suggesting we call it a night. Lisa sat motionless, her eyes glistening. As guests left in hushed whispers, she followed me inside, pleading through tears. "I didn't mean it. It was stupid," she cried. I showed her the full chat log I'd saved. Weeks of messages with Chris, planning to meet. "This isn't a joke, Lisa," I said firmly. "It's betrayal." That night, I told her to sleep in the guest room. I needed time and distance to think. By morning, the fallout had already spread. Someone had shared what happened in the group chat, and Lisa's cruel remark became the topic of every conversation. Some defended me, others demanded answers from her. She deactivated her social accounts, avoiding the storm, but the damage was irreversible. I later found out Chris was married, too. His wife confronted him after the story made rounds, ending their contact for good. Lisa's attempt to humiliate me had backfired spectacularly, her own words turning against her. I sent Ben to stay with my parents for a few days, shielding him from the tension at home. I met with a lawyer, not to file for divorce yet, but to understand my options. Lisa called repeatedly, promising she'd cut off Chris and go to therapy. I agreed to counseling, but with strict conditions, no contact with Chris and full transparency on her phone. She agreed, her former confidence replaced with remorse. My response that night hadn't just silenced her. It forced her to face the truth she'd been avoiding. The following weeks were heavy. Therapy sessions peeled back layers of resentment, her craving for attention, my tendency to withdraw. Ben didn't know the details, but he could feel the tension. We focused on protecting his stability above all else. Lisa's friends split down the middle, some distancing themselves, others quietly judging her. My public reply hadn't been about revenge. It was about clarity. I refused to be disrespected. She had underestimated me, and the reaction from everyone present made that clear. Now I'm focusing on healing, on Ben, and on rebuilding myself. Lisa has grown quieter, her arrogance gone, her social presence erased. That night, her cruel attempt to cut me down only revealed her own disloyalty. My calm words flipped the script, exposing her under the very light she thought she controlled. She'll never repeat that mistake. Not out of fear, but because she finally understands the cost. We're still trying, though trust now hangs by a thread. And if it snaps again, I'll walk away without hesitation. Our story isn't over, but it's no longer the same. That night, my words didn't just end her mockery. They redrew the lines of respect. I'm moving forward, one step at a time, with Ben as my anchor, writing a future where I'm no one's punchline ever again.